starting the second 7-game homestand of the season, kind of unusual for a team in the middle of the country. How important is this stretch now to sort of establish what this team is, will be, can do this year?
I don't really think about home road, but we have played better at home, and so it's important for us to continue to establish what we've done at home in general, but more so than the 7-game stretch or us being at home. I like to see where we're going to be in this next 25 games. Played 26, 27 now, but we looked at that first 25 and saw where we're at and want to get better into the next 25, and this is obviously the start of that. So some good opponents coming up, but a chance to do what we did at home, which is play well and continue to get wins.
So I'll ask it before the 6-game road trip.
Like to be better on the road for sure.
Alpi gave Fred VanVleet a lot of credit after the last win. How are you seeing Alpi benefit from having a true floor general that is selfless and will feed him the ball when he's having a hot night?
Yeah, I mean, it's great to have a leader at that position, obviously, and that's everything we knew about Fred coming in, and he's been that and more for our team, the coach on the floor. But more importantly, he's a guy that really gets on Alpi pretty hard, and so I don't have to do it all the time, and so I love that about him. But to your point, he makes the right play, makes the right read most of the time, and if somebody's going, he knows how to get them the ball. Obviously, Alpi, we win in the post there, but whether it's in the pocket or initiate from up top, guys are feeding him when he's got the high hand and the advantage. And Fred in general is great at picking his own spots and knowing when he has a shot and has to be aggressive, but also getting the guys involved. So it's been great for him. I'm not sure if Alpi has had that type of point guard that will obviously plays well with him, but also holds him accountable to that level. So it's been good for him.
As one of the top defenses in the league, you guys have an opportunity to go against one of the top offenses in the league. What type of challenges do the Indiana Pacers present?
First starts with pace and transition, where they're the best in the league as far as that. They do some things that hurt us in the Atlanta game with slipping pick and rolls, a lot of small actions there, and then obviously Halliburton kind of head of the snake there. So, they play the 2-man game, space it out with shooters, and but the main thing is stopping them in transition initially. Or make or miss turnover, they're going to be running at the same pace. So that'll be the biggest challenge for us tonight.
Kind of on that point about pace, how difficult is it when you're playing against a team that does play at such a fast pace to not have the guys kind of fall into playing at that speed when that's not generally how you guys play?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind us playing at that speed, especially off of turnovers. We've been really good running, and we'd like to play faster off of misses, but as fast as they play, they're also the worst in transition defense. So that's an advantage. We can go back at them, but they do want to play at that pace, and we feel we're good executing in the half court as well. So if it does slow down, we can be okay there. But if we do get stops or turnovers, we'd like to get out and hurt them in areas they're not the best at.
You mentioned a couple weeks ago that playing with pace doesn't necessarily just mean getting out in transition. It means taking the ball out of the net off of a make, those kinds of things. Have you seen the team kind of improve in that area?
I think we're getting out quicker, and Fred, we encourage him to kick it up and kick ahead to see if we have any advantages there, and then get back in the half court and execute to a higher level than we had in first 10 or so games. But I mentioned pace in the half court as well. Us really executing, setting screens, moving without the ball, especially with a guy like Alperen up top or out of the post. We like to get some slashes and easy baskets there. So not just transition, it's us actually setting screens, moving with purposeful cuts in the half court, and trying to get easy baskets that way.
There's been several games where Jalen didn't finish the game or didn't play in clutch time. What do you want to see from Jalen or just anybody on the team for them to be able to play in clutch time, especially late in the fourth quarter?
Consistency is the main thing on both ends. We've gone with guys who've had favorable defensive matchups, and that was early in the season with Jeff. A few games finishing with going against Williamson and then against Denver, those back-to-back games with Jabari sat, and we had smaller lineups that finished when Alperen wasn't in the game at times, and the same thing with this last game or previous games. Aaron Holiday, as I mentioned, hit 5 for 6 threes in the fourth quarter, played over Jalen in Golden State, and then Tari had it going with the 25-point game. So it's basically who's playing the best, but also we are looking at offense and defense and consistency across the board to get you on the court.
What have you seen from Jabari Smith Jr. that's allowed him to take on a bigger role offensively, especially at times in these last few games with the second unit?
Yeah, confidence, versatility. He's posting up, shooting the ball well, playing in his mid-range, and kind of everything in between. The offensive rebounds has been one of the biggest things, so it shows his aggressiveness, going after and getting us extra possessions, but more so than anything, the confidence. You can see it growing. You can see the shot selection and him hunting his shots, and then kind of opens up our playbook, not just going to Alfie or Jalen or Fred in a pick and roll. We got another guy we can take advantage of. You know, smaller defenders, he just rises up and gets to his spots really well. So he's been aggressive and confident as far as that.
Do you make it a point as a coach to try and, get a guy a couple touches when you see them doing the dirty work, the little things that they need to do to try to win a game?
Yeah, and that's the the balance we want to have. We know the guys who can get shots and score in their own spots, but to your point, when Jalen's doing these different things, Jabari's doing these different things, or Dylan, you want to throw him a bone, and we know someone's going to have a poorer defender on him, and Dylan's been really good in the post and the mid area, and so we can take advantage of that as well. So Jabari falls in the same category.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.